and welcome to the William Morris Society and the Emery Walker Trust Hammersmith History Quiz. My name's Mallory, I'm the curator of both sites, and we're joined by my colleague Tabby, who you'll meet in a moment. We're here at Kelmscott House, home of William Morris for the last 18 years of his life and headquarters of the Society. We're very sad to be closed in the current time, but we're so excited to welcome you back at some point in the future.
Hi, I'm Tabby. I'm the Learning and Outreach Officer here at the William Morris Society. Over the past few months, we've seen an explosion of online quizzes, and we thought we'd get in on the action by putting together a quiz all about our local area of Hammersmith. You can play in teams, you can play on your own, and you can play at any time, as this video is going to be staying up on our YouTube channel. There's only one rule, and that is, do not cheat.
Arts and Crafts Hammersmith is a partnership between the William Morris Society and the Emery Walker Trust, and it celebrates the arts and crafts movement in West London. If you'd like to make a donation to support our work, please find the link to our PayPal in the description box below. Now on to the quiz. It has 3 rounds: Places of Hammersmith, People of Hammersmith, and Arts and Crafts Hammersmith. Let's get started.
So, let's start with round 1. This round is called Places of Hammersmith. There will be 12 questions, and we will read through each of the questions before going through the answers at the end of the round. So, question 1, are you ready? The original Hammersmith Bridge was designed by William Tierney Clark and Joseph Bazalgette in 1825. It was replaced by the current structure in 1887. But what was unique about the bridge when it opened in 1827? Question 2. Cobb's Brewery was founded in Fulham in 1890 by Henry Lowenfield. But what was it famous for brewing? This is question number 3. The Hammersmith and City line serves 29 stations today. What year was it first opened? Question number 4. Which actor and manager ran the Lyric Theatre Hammersmith in the 1920s, and also has a street named after him? Question number 5. Where in Hammersmith can you find a piece of Old Berlin? Question 6. These sphinxes are currently located in Green Park. Where were they originally situated? Question 7. In 1973, Island Records moved their studios into 22 St. Peter's Square in Hammersmith. Can you name one of the many artists that recorded in the building? Question 8. Which Hammersmith pub was featured in the Guinness Book of Records as the smallest bar room in the world and was frequented by Ernest Hemingway and Graham Greene? Question number 9. Which famous Hammersmith furniture factory became an aircraft manufacturing centre in both of the World Wars? This is a multiple choice question, and the options are Waring and Gillows, Shapland and Petter, or Ince and Mayhew. Question number 10. J. Lyons and Co. Catering Company had its headquarters in Hammersmith. Its most famous employee was Margaret Thatcher, who worked for them as a food chemist. What famous British treat was invented whilst she worked there? Question 11. Alice Perez, mistress to Edward III, was gifted Palingswick Manor. Where was the manor located? Question number 12, and the final question in this round is, what year did the famous Hammersmith Apollo originally open? So, how did you find that round? Was it difficult? Let's see. I'm now going to go through the answers for that whole round, starting with question 1. So the answer to question 1, what was unique about the Hammersmith Bridge when it was originally built in 1827? And the answer is, it was the first suspension bridge to span the Thames. Of course, it was joined later by Chelsea Bridge, Lambeth Bridge and Tower Bridge. The answer to question number 2, what was Copse most famous for brewing? And the answer is, it was known for brewing non-alcoholic ales and stouts. The answer to question number 3 is, the Hammersmith and City line first opened in 1864. Question number 4, the answer is Nigel Playfair. And the street named after him is called Nigel Playfair Avenue. Do you know where it is? The answer to question 5 is, you can find a piece of old Berlin on a wall by Furnival Gardens, where a streetlight from West Berlin is placed. The answer to question 6 is, the Sphinxes could originally be found at Chiswick House. They were removed to Green Park during the celebrations of Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee, and they were never returned. So there are many possible answers to question 7, as lots of famous artists recorded there in the time Island Records was in Hammersmith. But some of the possible answers are Bob Marley and the Wailers, Cat Stevens, Steve Winwood, Grace Jones, Tom Waits, Amy Winehouse, U2, and many more. The full list of answers will be on the screen now. Give yourself 1 point for any of the correct answers you got to this question. The answer to question 8, which was the pub, is the Dove. This famous pub in Hammersmith is located just down the road from Kelmscott House. The answer to question 9 is the famous furniture factory was indeed Waring and Gillows. The answer to question number 10 is soft serve ice cream, or more commonly known as Mr. Whippy. J. Lyons & Co. is credited with creating this, and it's a common myth that Margaret Thatcher herself was solely responsible. However, it's not known what her precise role was in its invention. Question 11, the answer is Pallingswick Manor was located where present-day Ravenscourt Park is. The last answer to this round for question 12 is the Hammersmith Apollo first opened in 1932, and it was originally called Gaumont Palace. So, how did you find that round? How many questions did you get right? And are you ready for round number 2?
Round 2 is People of Hammersmith. This round also has 12 questions and will follow the format of the previous round. Question 1. The Maria Studio at the Young Vic Theatre is named after famed theatre designer and former resident of Hammersmith Terrace, Maria Bjornson. What musical is Bjornson most famous for designing? Question number 2. Which composer, whose most famous work includes The Planets, was director of music at St. Paul's Girls' School from 1905 until his death? Question number 3. Edmonia Lewis was born in upstate New York in 1844. She moved to Hammersmith, London in 1901. Her father was a free African American and her mother was a Chippewa Native American. What was Edmonia famous for? 4. What official war artist lived on Upper Mall and died in a reconnaissance trip in Iceland in 1942? Question 5. What royal widow lived for a number of years in a house situated roughly where Rivercourt House is today? Question 6. What Georgian landscape artist and painter of the work featured on screen lived in Upper Mall between the years of 1806 and 1811? Question 7. Which pioneer of British abstract art lived at 16 Hammersmith Terrace between 1942 and 7 and produced a series of paintings shown on screen from the view of that home? Question 8. Can you name 3 notable inhabitants of St. Peter's Square? Question 9. Which 18th century English artist, well known for painting a rake's progress, featured on screen, also had a country home in present-day Chiswick? Question 10. Edward Johnston had a plaque erected in 1977 at number 3 Hammersmith Terrace, his home from 1905 to 1912. What is Johnston best known for? Question 11. Can you name a famous 17th century diplomat, spy, and inventor who's buried in St. Paul's Church, Hammersmith? And finally, question 12. Dorothy Montefiore, an English-Australian suffragette and poet, supported the women's rights movement from her home at Clare Lodge, Upper Mall, in what way? How do you think you did in that round? Well, let's find out. The answers are as follows. For question 1, the musical that Maria Bjornson is most famous for designing was The Phantom of the Opera. And question 2, the composer who was director of music at St. Paul's Girls' School was Gustav Holst. For question 3, Edmonia Lewis was the first professional African-American sculptor and won acclaim on both sides of the Atlantic. Question 4, the official war artist who died on a reconnaissance trip to Iceland in 1942 was Eric Ravilius. Question number 5. The royal widow who lived roughly where River Court House is today was Catherine of Braganza, widow of Charles II. And for question number 6, the Georgian landscape artist who lived in Upper Mall between 1806 to 1811 was William Turner. And rather interestingly, while living at that home, he had copper plate for his Liber Studorium series brought to him via the river from Hungerford. Number 7, the British abstract artist that lived at number 16 Hammersmith Terrace was Victor Passmore. And number 8, St. Peter's Square has been home to many notables over the years. The full list will appear on screen. Give yourself a point for each correct answer. They include Vanessa Redgrave and Sir Trevor Nunn. Question number 9. The 18th century artist that lived in present-day Chiswick and was known for painting A Rake's Progress was, of course, William Hogarth. Question number 10. Edward Johnston was best known for creating the iconic typeface used by London Underground. Question number 11. Sir Samuel Morland, 1st Baronet, was an English academic, diplomat, spy, inventor, and mathematician, credited with early developments in relation to computing, hydraulics, and steam power. Question number 12. Dorothy Montefiore supported the women's rights movement by barricading herself in her home for 6 weeks, refusing to pay her taxes. She had a banner displayed across the wall outside her home stating, "Women should vote for the laws they obey and the taxes they pay." The newspapers referred to this as the Siege of Hammersmith.
So this is the last round of the quiz. How have you found it so far? This last round is all about Arts and Crafts Hammersmith. And there's going to be 6 questions. 3 of them are going to be related to Emery Walker, and 3 of them are going to be related to William Morris. So let's get started. Question 1. What well-known art school did Dorothy Walker, Emery Walker's daughter, attend? Question 2. What was the name of the private printing press company founded by T.J. Cobden Sanderson and co-owned by Emery Walker? Question 3. What famous arts and crafts artist and designer drew this silver point sketch of May Morris? Question 4. William Morris and his family moved to 26 Upper Moor in 1878. But at that time, the house was known by a different name, not Kelmscott House. What was it originally known by? Question 5. William Morris is not the only writer to have lived at Kelmscott House. Which poet and novelist lived there from 1867 until immediately before Morris and family moved in? Last question of this round, question 6. Morris began to master the art of carpet weaving at Kelmscott House, installing carpet weaving looms in the coach house, where I'm actually sitting right now. He wove a special motif into his carpets to indicate they were produced in Hammersmith. What was this symbol or motif?
And now the answers for round 3, your last chance to get some points before the end of the quiz. The answer to question 1 was Dorothy Walker, Emery's daughter, studied at the Slade School of Fine Art in 1890. Question 2. The private printing press company that Walker was a partner of with T.J. Cobden Sanderson was the Dud's Press. Now, the type, of course, was famously thrown off Hammersmith Bridge by Cobden Sanderson. And if you are intrigued by that story, please visit the Emery Walker House website to hear the full tale. Question 3. The artist that drew this beautiful silver point sketch of May Morris was Edward Burne-Jones, who was a close friend of William Morris. And this piece is on display in the drawing room at Emery Walker's house. Question 4. Kelmscott House was originally called The Retreat. Morris renamed the house in reference to his house in Oxfordshire, named Kelmscott Manor. Both of the homes are situated along the Thames. Question 5. The author who moved into Kelmscott House in 1867 was George MacDonald. He was known for his folk and fairy tale inspired works, including The Princess and the Goblin and At the Back of the North Wind. Question number 6. The symbol on Morris's rugs is a hammer for Hammersmith with the letter M for Morris above a stylized design of waves that symbolize the Thames. You only need to have listed hammer as an answer to give yourself that point.
Thank you so much for playing the Hammersmith History Quiz along with us. We hope you enjoyed it. How did you find it? Very easy or fiendishly difficult? Let us know your scores in the comments below, and thank you so much for supporting us in these challenging times. We can't wait to welcome you back to historic Hammersmith when we reopen. If you would like to make a donation to support our work, please find the link to our PayPal in the description box below. We wish you and your family a very happy holidays and New Year. Thank you so much.